Yeah. Good night. Peace to all those that may check out this video. Um, Tonight I want to get into two topics. I want to get into two topics tonight. Want to touch two topics. Right. So I'm gonna see how this gonna go down. I'm trying to set up my cameras and everything like that. See how this gonna go down. Right. So, um, it's real crazy what's going on out here as far as the Bible and stuff like that. So the two topics I want to deal with: number one, the spirit of brotherhood, right, and why we should not strive. But the main topic I want to deal with is a woman subject to her husband. That's the main topic I want to deal with tonight. So I'm gonna give you a couple of verses. About the spirit of brotherhood, right? And everything is the scriptures, man. Everything is the scriptures. Staying to the scriptures and stuff like that. So there's two sides to this topic, okay? Side one of this topic is strifes and disputes between brothers. See that? Strifes and disputes between brothers. And strife two, section 2, the spirit of brotherhood. So if you move it in this, you should not have a problem. If you move it in the spirit of love, there shouldn't be any strifes and disputes among brothers. You say that you believe the Lord and you're in the Lord's word, so you shouldn't be moving like that. But if you're moving in the spirit of brotherhood, like how Christ said to move, everything would be perfect. You understand? So it just shows what balance you at. There are many different topics in the Bible. Like I've got 4 topic books here with like many different topics, to teach about and so forth like that. And that's what the Bible is about. The Bible is just not one thing. The Bible is just not Israel, like some Israelites are saying, well, the Bible is just Israel. No, it's not. It's many different things. It's life, it's death. It's about the angels. It's about Christ. It's about the Most High. It's about the Gentiles. It's about Satan. There are many different topics in the Bible. So you have to sit down and be willing to study. Okay, you have to sit down and be willing to study. If you're not willing to study, then you're wasting your time. Right? So then there's basic verses like this. Right? So let's go back in the Proverbs first. Right? So let's go to Proverbs 1, verse 7. It says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. So if you want knowledge, you got to fear the Lord, man. You have to fear the Lord. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. But fools despise wisdom and instruction. See that? Fools despise wisdom and instruction. That's why a lot of people don't believe in the Lord. That's why a lot of people don't believe in the Bible. Okay, that's why a lot of black men don't believe in the Bible and don't believe in God, because they're fools. Okay, a lot of black men are fools. A lot of black people are fools. Okay, and then a lot of black people believe in Satan. Okay, and then let's look at this verse right here. Let's show you. Let's go to Psalms, right? Let's show you there's a lot of black people that don't believe in God. Okay, let's go to Psalms 14, verse 1. The fool have said in his heart, there is no God. See that? So there's a lot of black people out there that don't believe that there is a God. Okay? There's a lot of black people out there that don't believe in God. The fool have said in his heart, there is no God. So when you talk to people or people are talking to you, they believe in a lot of different gods, concepts, demons and stuff like that. That's why the Lord says, Psalm 14 and 1, the fool, the Lord called him a fool, have said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. So when you dealing with people, it might be your friends, your family, or whosoever. The Lord said that they are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that do it good. Okay, so these people, they're not dealing with the truth. Okay, so you got to sit down and study. For you to understand what is going on in the Bible, what is going on in the world, you have to sit down and study. How do we have to sit down and study? Let's go to the book of Timothy. Let's go to the book of Timothy. This is why you must sit down and study the Bible. Okay, let's go to 2 Timothy, the 2nd chapter and the 15th verse. It says, study to show thyself approved unto the Lord, a workman that needed not to be ashamed. See that? So you got to sit down and study, man. You must sit down and study. Okay, you have to study many different sciences. The Bible brings you to many different sciences. You must study history. You must study law. You must study theology. You must study theocracy. You must study nations. Okay, you must study languages. You must study food. You must study architecture. You must study archaeology. Okay, for you to truly understand the Bible and what you're dealing with, there are many different sciences that you have to study. You have to study time. Okay, you have to study the beginning of languages. You can't just pick up the book. You understand? You have to study religions, where they come from, who created them, what man created them, what different men created them. Do they have anything to do with the Bible? You must study. Okay, so he says, study to show thyself approved unto the Lord, a workman that need not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Okay, dividing the word of truth. So what is the word of truth? The Bible is the word of truth. You have to rightly divide it. You have to put it together properly. Okay, so what does it mean, put it together properly? So once again, topic, the spirit of brotherhood. These are all verses dealing with brotherhood, how to be a brother, how a brother should act. Okay, now on the flip side, strifes and disputes among brothers. Okay, it shows you how brothers deal with strifes and disputes and so forth like that. So if a man say he your brother and he not dealing with you right, he's not sitting down to study according to the scriptures. You understand? So that's all it comes down to. Now, basically on the other side of that, I'm gonna touch that for a minute. A big topic is, is a woman subject to her husband? Women get married, they get a man and stuff like that, and it's like two separate beings. Okay, but is that biblical? Is that biblical? See, so that's a question. Is a woman subject to her husband? Meaning that subject. What is it? Sub meaning jet is two words. Sub meaning under her husband. Okay, so there's verses that tell you that yes, a woman is subject to her husband. Okay, so first I'm gonna take two verses in strifes between. No, actually I did those, right? Let's drop down, because I did part of this topic the other day, right? So let's drop down. Let's go to Leviticus. I'm gonna take 2 and 2, and then I'm gonna drop into the other topic. Let's go into Leviticus 19 verse 18, right? Look what the Lord says, right? So if you say this is your man, your brother, this is Leviticus 19, 17 to 18. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. See that? So I don't have hate for nobody, man. I don't have hate for nobody. People hate and dislike me. Hey, then, man, listen, man, I ain't got no time. I didn't create you. I don't put no food on your back. I don't put no clothes on your back. I don't put no food in your mouth. I don't put a roof over your head. I ain't got no time to bother with you, man. He says, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy brother and not suffer sin upon him. So if you see your brother doing wrong, you tell him what he's doing wrong, because then he may sin. Okay, rebuke means to tell him what he's doing wrong. And if he don't want to hear, then you got to keep it moving. 18 verse. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. See that? So that's why I don't trip, man. I keep it moving. If a person is not listening to what I'm saying, I just keep it moving. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any. So I'm not gonna hold no grudge against you. People got grudges against me. You understand? They don't understand how I move, why I move, and that's how they get down. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. See that? So if you say that you reading the Bible and you studying the Bible and stuff, and you got all kinds of enmity and all these different things, no, there is problems. There's going to be problems. Be clear. There is going to be problems. But as far as me holding a grudge or looking at somebody, differently the next day, I just keep it moving from you, man. Just keep it moving from you. We're not going to be conflicting with each other. Okay? So that's Leviticus 19, 17 to 18. Let's go to the book of 1 John. This is the second verse I'm going to give you. Let's go to the book of 1 John. So I'm just starting off strifes and disputes among brothers. Should you be having strifes and disputes? Let's see. Let's go to the book of 1 John in the Gospels. 1 John, the second chapter, 9 to the 11th verse. 1 John, second chapter, 9 to the 11th verse. He that said that he's in the light and hated his brothers in darkness even until now. So there's a lot of these Israelite groups and so forth like that hate each other. Okay? There's a lot of black men that hate the white man. You hate your brother. The white man is your brother. That's what it is. Genesis, the 25th chapter, 21st verse. Okay? The white man is you. That's why the Lord said that. If you got that hate, just like the white man hates you and you got that hate, then you got a problem. Okay? He that loveth, he that say that he's in the light. So you can't say that you in the light and you got hate that's inside of you. Okay? And hated his brothers in darkness even until now. He that loveth his brother abideth in the light, and there is none occasion of stumbling in him. So now, when I deal with people, I deal with them in love. Okay? I deal with them in love. All right? But he that hated his brother is in darkness. See that? So all these groups that's professing that they got the light and they got that hate, the Lord say you in darkness and walk it in darkness and know it not whither he goeth, because the darkness has blinded him. Okay, so that's why you see all these fights, arguments, disputations about doctrine and so forth like that. Because why? These people are in darkness. Okay? These people are in darkness. All right? So that's 2. I'm going to give you all another verse. Let's go to Proverbs 10 verse 12. Follow these verses, man, and look at yourself. Look at yourself. Let's go to the book of Proverbs 10 verse 12. And when I walk, I try to walk with these verses always inside of me. All right? Hatred stirred up strifes, but love covered all sins. See that? So why you get into confrontations and arguments and all these things? He letting you know. Hatred stirred up strife. That's why you always striving with people. You know what I'm saying? I don't strive with people. I just let it go, man. Look, I tell you what I tell you and I keep it moving. I keep it moving. He said hatred stirred up strife, right? Hatred stirred up strife, but love covered all sins, man. So you got to look and see what's inside of you. People don't look and see. People always think that they oblivious to the mirror. Nah, the mirror doesn't mean anything to me. Yes, it does. The mirror shows you exactly who you are. Just like as I'm looking at this mirror, it's showing me my face and everything like that. That's just the physical. But that mirror is really showing me what's inside of here, what's inside of me. I look at myself daily. You know what I'm saying? I look at myself daily. I look at my sins, my faults, my ups, my downs, my strengths, my weaknesses. That's that mirror. Every time I look in these cameras, I'm seeing me. I don't have to see you. I'm seeing me. A lot of people don't want to do that. Okay? Matter of fact, I'm going to give you all one more. Let's go to Proverbs 17, verse 14. Now, this part right here is strifes and disputes among brothers. So Proverbs 17, verse 14. Why is there strifes and disputes? Why are you arguing about doctrine? Why are you arguing about doctrine for? Just leave it alone. If a man can't see what you see and don't believe what you believe, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Okay? Proverbs 17, verse 14. The beginning of strife is when one letteth out water, Therefore leave off contention before it be meddled with. See that? Leave off contention. Give you a short little example. I was in Wingate Park in Brooklyn. And this cat thought he was a preacher, and he was talking about the Bible and stuff like that. And the minute I asked him a question and I saw he couldn't answer, he started ducking and slipping and stuff like that. I just left him. You understand? I just left him because the people saw that he didn't know what he was talking about. He was an elderly brother, but the people saw that he didn't know what he was talking about. So I didn't go to contend with him. I just asked him a question. He said he knew the Bible. I said, well, what about this verse right here? You understand? Man, listen. People do not know the Bible. People do not know the Bible. They know how to quote verses. They sit down and they study the Bible. They run verses off, but they don't understand what it is that they're dealing with. Okay? So there it is. You got 4 verses about strifes and disputes between brothers. Why? Because that's what you want to do, right? Because everything is your pride. Everything is your pride. That's why you strive all the time. Everything is your pride. Okay, you're not humble. So everything is your pride. You know, that's what it is. Okay? So I'm going to just flip to the other side, the spirit of brotherhood. Right? Let's go to Matthew 22. I'm going to give you all one verse in that, and then I'm going to go to the main topic. Should a woman be subject to her husband? Check that out. In the Bible, should a woman, women, we're going to get into that. This is Matthew 22, verse 36 to 40. The spirit of brotherhood. Matthew 22, verse 36 to 40. So they asked Christ, they said, Master, which is the greatest commandment in the law? And the Savior said unto them, Thou shalt love the Lord thy power with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. But check this out. He said, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Wait a minute. What does he mean? Well, if you don't want to slap yourself, then you shouldn't slap somebody else. You shall love your neighbor as you love yourself. If you don't want to slap, if you don't like the pain that, if you inflict pain and you don't like that pain upon yourself, then don't do that to somebody else. So don't lie. Don't make a promise and you know you can't keep the promise, because you ain't gonna like when somebody do the same thing to you. You ain't gonna like when somebody do the same thing to you. On these 2 commandments hang all the law and the prophets. See that? That's love, man. You know what I'm saying? That's love. Okay? So we'll hold off on that for a minute, because that could be a whole topic in of itself. Right? I really want to get into this topic. So this is the second part. Right? We had 18. Wow. Okay. So the main subject tonight is a woman subject to her husband. So look up the word subject. Now the word woman is a man that has a womb. That's why it's woo man. Woo meaning the womb, and a man. Okay? So where she's able to now carry the child, the man cannot. That's where the word womb man comes from. Okay, so just breaking it apart for you. But let's get up into it. Straight up into it. Let's get into verses. Is a woman, so it's a question. Is a woman subject to her husband? Let's go to the law. Let's go to the law and show you. Let the verses speak for themselves. That's why the Bible says, study to show thyself approved. Let's go to the law. Let's go to Genesis, the 3rd chapter and the 16th verse. Now the word Eve is a black woman. Okay, a black woman. And this is the law that the Lord gave unto her for her doing what she did wrong. And unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. See that? Look at it well. And thy desire. Look at the law. So when you get you a husband, now you got to know how you got a husband. Now, breaking this down quickly. Biblically, when you have sex with a man, that is your husband. Outside of the Bible, if you're going by the American European system outside of the Bible, you can sleep around all day and the man can sleep around all the time, and y'all are not man and wife. Y'all are just partners. Okay? So you can have 1 night stand, 2 week stand, 3 week stand, 1 year stand, 2 year stand, and then for some reason y'all break apart. Y'all are not married according to the American system. See that? So there's two systems that, quote unquote, that we try to say that we live by, okay? Which is a hypocrisy and a lie in of itself, because it shows you even the Christians, so-called Christians, don't live under the Bible system that they say that they believe in God, okay? So all I'm detailing out to you is when it says unto the woman, he says, thou shalt greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception, right? Conception is her having a child. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. Now, let's look at it. And thy desire, what you mean your desire? Everything she think about is supposed to be you. Everything she think about is supposed to be you. Before she make a move, she's supposed to think, well, what does my husband think? See that? But if she was only sleeping with one man, so what if she had 10 men before that? Then she had 10 husbands before that. Even Christ broke that down. Okay? And thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. So subject, when a woman is subject under you, you're supposed to be ruling over her. See that? You're supposed to be ruling over her. Now, let me seal that with the New Testament. I mean, I could go into a bunch of verses, but let me seal that. So that's Old Testament. Let's seal that with the New Testament now. Let's seal that with the New Testament. Let's go 1 Corinthians and see what that says. Right? So these two verses right here, and I'm going to give you more verses, but these two verses right here seals a woman being above a man, being equal to a man. The American system, it shuts all that down. Shuts all that down. 1 Corinthians 11 chapter. 1 Corinthians 11 chapter. Let's look at this, right? So once again, you have to choose what you believe in, but let's see what the Lord says. 1 Corinthians 11 chapter. So Paul says, be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ. Now remember, Paul is a chosen vessel of the Most High through Christ when you go in the book of Acts. So Paul didn't just come up with these things, okay? Also, Paul knew the law, okay? Paul knew the law. Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things and keep the ordinances, see that? Keep the laws, as I've delivered them to you, right? So now Paul is chosen to say what he's going to say. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ. See that? So Christ is the head of me. Okay, but wait, he's detailing out something. And the head of the woman is the man. See that? The head of the woman is the man. But now in the American system, these women are now taught, well, you're a man and a woman. And the men think that they're men and women. And, you know, all zones are flipped upside down. And the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is the Most High. See, so there's a tier system. Okay, who's subject to who? Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head. But every woman that pray or prophesy, that covered her head, with her head uncovered. So if a woman is praying, she's supposed to have her head covered. So when you go to the churches and so forth like that, you go to church on a Sunday, you see the old women, they got a little white thing, or they try to put the paper on top of their head like this. So where they get that from? They got that from here. Okay, so they pull a piece. That piece they like. That. Well, I don't like that piece. But let's see what pieces they not going to like right here. It says, for if the woman be not covered, let her also be shorn, bald head. But if it is a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered. So what is he saying? He's saying that it's a shame for a woman to be shaven or shorn, have short hair. It's a shame. Okay? Now, in today's society, you got women running around with bald head, shaved head, no hair. Now, maybe some of them got medical reasons, but other than that, it's not supposed to be like that. But that's all going to come back. The Lord's going to change all of that. Move on. For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, insomuch as he, listen to this well, as he, this is 1 Corinthians 11, verse 7. You fight with this if you want. For indeed a man ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of God. But the woman is the glory of the man. So when you got you a good woman, she make you feel glorious. See that? When you got you a good woman, somebody you know you can trust, you can come home. You ain't got to worry about her being out in the streets or whatever. She not running them out to her family on the phone or her friends and all that. She taking care of her business. She make you feel glorious. But the woman is the glory of the man. For the man is not of the woman. See that? The man is not of the woman. What does it mean the man is not of the woman? Because the man creates man and woman. By putting his seed in the woman, he creates man and woman. But the woman of the man. See that? Because when the man puts the seed in, like two women sleeping together cannot create a man or a woman. But the man sleeping with the woman creates man and woman. Check this out. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman. Listen to this well. The woman, a woman is a gift that the Lord created for the man. 1 Corinthians 11, verse 9. See that? Bang. So that coincides or correlates with Genesis, the 3rd chapter and the 16th verse. Now, we're going to go into more verses to validate this topic. Should a woman be subject to her husband? Let's go into more verses. Bear with me 1 second, please. Let's go into more verses. Okay. So we went into 1 Corinthians. Let's go into 1 Corinthians again, the 14th chapter. Let me say this too, right? A lot of people say that they believe the Bible, but they don't. You know why they don't? If it conflicts with their belief and the clothes that they put on. It's just like you going outside right now, or wherever you at, or wherever you live, and you got a nice piece of clothes that you like the way it feels when you put it, the way it drapes on you, how it make you feel. But then if somebody snatches it off, that exposes you. That's what the Bible does. It exposes. I've seen so many people that I've dealt with. When I showed them things in the Bible, you see them just cringe. You because it's not me. It's the Bible. That's the Lord is the Lord's word that is cutting at you the clothes that you have put on down through time. The fallacies, the lies, the darkness that you've draped yourself in. It may be thick darkness, it may be light darkness, but you've draped yourself in these things. And now when the Lord's word cut, and you can't deal with it. You can't deal with it. Okay, so let's go to 1 Corinthians, the 14th chapter, 34th and 35th verse. Let's look at this and see what it says. Okay. 1 Corinthians, the 14th chapter, I'm going to start at 33. It says, for the Lord is not the author of confusion. Because there's a lot of confusion out here. Why? It's taught by these churches. It's taught by wrong people teaching the Bible. It's taught by people just passing things on about the Bible. They don't really study the Bible, and they'll pass it to one person. Yeah, you know, they may read the Bible one night, you know, and because they feel a certain way, they think the end of the world. A lot of people think the end of the world is coming down, you know, so they reading the Bible, yo, and then they getting all kind of wrong things, and they passing it, and then they going here and stuff like that. That's all the madness. That's all Satan. That's confusion. For the Lord is not the author of confusion, but of peace in all the churches of the saints. See that? Of peace. The Lord is of peace. He says, let your woman keep silent in the churches. Keep silent. Shut your damn mouth, man. Yeah, fight with that. Keep fight with that. Go fight with that. Go fight with God. Oh, well, I don't like the way you talking to me about that. See, that's why they wrote a woman's Bible. See that? See, that's why they wrote a woman's Bible. Why would they write a woman's Bible? Why would women buy a woman's Bible? Then obviously you don't agree with what God and how God wrote it in the King James. That's what's wrong with you. You're rebellious. You think he ain't got that marked. It says, let your woman keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak. So when I used to teach that, women used to have beef. Yo, they used to have beef with that. They used to have beef. What you mad at me for? I'm just the messenger. You asked the question, I gave you a biblical answer. Now you uptight. Now you uptight. You uptight. For it is not permitted unto you to speak. He said that. But they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the Lord. What obedience? Going back to Genesis. See that? That's the law. Going back to Genesis. You're supposed to be obedient. Okay? But if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home. Do you know why? Do you know why it says ask your husband at home? Because that is a man. That's what your husband is there for. He's supposed to be the image in your eyes, not this dude. This dude is not supposed to be teaching you. He's not sleeping with you. Now, I can see if you don't have a husband, then I understand. I can see if you don't have a husband. But that's why Paul is breaking it down, that your husband is the only thing that you're supposed to be looking at. The man that you sleeping with is who you're supposed to be honoring and saying, my husband, teach me, feed me. You ain't supposed to be going to somebody else for them to teach you. Then what is your husband there for? What is the man there for? What is he there for? That's our problem. That's why he broke it down like that. For if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home. Y'all argue it out at home. Fight it out at home. For it is a shame for a woman to speak in the church. Shut your mouth. Nah, well, who's the Lord to tell me that? Yeah, you got a problem coming up. Just like the white man got a problem coming up. Keep running your mouth about the Lord and what he say. Okay, let's further move on. So that was First Timothy. No, that was 1 Corinthians. Let's go to 1 Timothy, the 2nd chapter, the 11 to 12 verse. So this is the New Testament. And next thing too, like a lot of people always say, well, those are the Old Testament ways. You know, there's a New Testament now. There's a new way now. Okay, well, let's see the new way. 1 Timothy, the 2nd chapter, the 11th and 12th verse. Boy, you ain't gonna like this, y'all. Women ain't gonna like this. It says, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. Wait a minute. This is, oh boy, this fire right here. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. You look up the word subjection. Go to the dictionary. Look up the word subjection. What does it mean to be subject? I mean, shut the hell up. You are under. You are under. It's like a gym I go to. Okay? I kind of work there, but I don't. But the boss, Ben, you know, he owns the gym. So whatever he says, he gives me a rule. I am subject to him. I am subject to him. So I got to listen to what he says. Do what he tells me to do. I'm subject to him, even though I don't work for Retro. But yet I do because it's his gym. I'm subject to him. So whatever he says, whatever rules. So if he tell me, well, look, I don't want you going here. For me to stay in the gym and not get kicked out, I got to do what he tells me to do. Subject. He says, but I suffer not a woman to teach. Whoa. So now you got women pastors. Listen to what Paul said. See, this is the hypocrisy of this place that we live in. Okay? So you got women pastors and stuff like that, women deacons, women this, women that. Listen to this. Kamala Harris is going to be president of the United States of America. And she's going to get, a vice president or whatever. And she's going to get sworn in. She's going to get sworn in on the Bible. Wait. This is a law. She breaking the law. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man. Yet she's going to get sworn in on the Bible, which says that you're not supposed to have authority over the man. See how you're getting trapped off? So when a woman is a judge, when a woman is a cop, when a woman is a president, when a woman is teaching the Lord's word, you're not supposed to have that authority. You're not supposed to have that authority. That just shows you how this woman, this whole world role of this world is all upside down. That's why the Lord said he's not the author of confusion. This is all Satan's world. That's why Satan told Christ. That's why Satan told Christ in Luke. He said, know ye not that this is my world? It's been given to me and I can do with it whatever I want. So when you get power, a lot of people think that they get power and money and glory and they think that it came from God. No, it didn't. See, you don't know the Bible. All these rappers and drug dealers and people, oh, I want to thank God. No, God didn't give you that. The God of this world gave you that, which is Satan, not the Most High. The Most High don't deal with wickedness. The Most High don't deal with wickedness. That's why Esau is on top, the so-called white man, because his God put him on top, which is Satan. That's a whole topic of in of itself. Okay. It says, for I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. Now, does it mean that she's just a robot? You push her in a closet, you pull her back out when you need her? No, that's not what the Lord is talking about. See, there's more scriptures. I'm just giving you one side right now. This topic is a very deep topic. There's more sides to it. Okay, there's a righteous woman, a righteous wife. She can talk to you. Okay, but she got to know her position and her place. Meaning this, right? Kamala Harris, she's going to be vice president. It is what it is. She's going to be vice president. But she knows when to talk and when to listen to when Biden says something, because he is the president. Just like whether you like him a lot or not, Mike Pence knew when to shut the hell up and let Trump do everything, because Trump is the president. He's the boss. He's the God. Pence knew that he was the second in command. See, these people know how to play their position. The only people that don't know play our position is black people, because we always out of position. We always out of position. We always want to be ahead. We don't know when the head is talking and when the foot needs to be quiet. Okay? He says, for Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. See that? The woman. See where the genesis of the problem starts from? It says, notwithstanding, she shall be saved in what? Why are you going to be saved? Why is women, now the Lord going to tell you why a lot of women going to be saved. In childbearing. You're going to be making babies. Oh, wait, he's going to take me into the kingdom to make babies? Well, what do you think he was created for? What do you think he was created for? What do you think he was created? Wait, let me read it again. 1 Timothy, the 2nd chapter and the 15th verse. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved. The woman shall be saved in childbearing. That's what you're going to be saved for. You're going to be made beautiful, and you're going to produce babies. Okay? If they continue in what? In faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. So the Lord is laying it down for you as a woman, because you're not going into the kingdom to usurp authority and say whatever you want and think that you're going to run shit. No, that's not what's going down. He laying it down for you right now. He laying it down for you what you supposed to do, how you supposed to do it if you want to make the kingdom. If you want to be a good woman, then do this. That's what he's saying. Okay, let's go to another verse. That was 1 Timothy 2, verse 11 and 12, going down to 15. Let's go to Ephesians 5, verse 22. Let's check it out. So nobody will say, well, I'm just pulling verses or going on my emotions. Let's see what the Bible is saying. Ephesians 5, verse 22. Is a wife subject unto her husband? Is a wife subject unto her husband? Wives, he said what? Wives, he said wives. Submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. Bang. Well, you say you believe in God. You say you believe in Christ. He said what? Submit. Sub means go under. Sub means go under yourselves unto your husband. If that's your man, then why you don't want to submit? If your man say we're going right, why you don't want to go? Why you in resistance? Then you just sleep with him for just sex. That's just what it is. Be real. That's just your that's just your situation that you're dealing with, your physical situation. You don't really love that man. You don't really love that man. That man's not really your husband. That's just your hangout boy. See, I talk to a lot of people for real. Don't say that you really love a man if you don't. If that's just a hangout boy, then make it what it is. We just having sex. That's it. That's your classification. For the husband is the head of the wife. Look what he says. He says the husband is the head of the wife. Even as Christ is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be unto their own husbands in everything. Wait. He says, therefore, as the church is subject unto the Christ, so let the wives. So he's saying, you women, you're supposed to be subject unto your husband the same way. Yet you come up with all kind of beefs. Well, I want a man to love me this way and that way and this way. You know what I'm saying? You ain't reading this book. Now, if you're talking about the New American Playbook, that's the book that you read. So then he goes on, he says, husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it. So now, if I got me a wife, I got to love her the same way, not beating on her, not treating her like a dog because she's subject to me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm supposed to love her, Okay, that's another verse. There it is. That's Ephesians 5, verse 22, right? Going down to 33. Matter of fact, so when you move on to 26 down, it's showing you the other side, how a man is supposed to love his wife. So you can read that on down, how you're supposed to deal, because I've heard a lot of stories of men not dealing with their wives properly, treating them like they servants and subjects and, like dogs and all these different type of things and so forth like that. So that's the counter side, okay? So the Lord always give you a good counter side. Let's further move on. Let's look at 1 Peter 3, verse 1. 1 Peter 3, verse 1. So just making sure you get enough verses. You get enough verses that you won't say, well, I didn't get this and I didn't get that. 1 Peter 3, verse 1. It says, likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives. See that? So you can help other sisters if you got the word and you're setting a good example. You're setting a good example. because you're following the word. You're in subject under your husband. So a sister may go, man, how is it that you're flourishing like that? Because you're following the word, and you can show her the word. Like, okay, because I'm following what my husband is standing strong and I'm helping him. You understand? I'm in subject under him. That's my husband. He's my head. He's my head. Now you're setting a good image. Okay? That's why it says, while they beheld your chaste conversation coupled with fear, whose adorning, let it not be with outward adorning of plaiting of hair, or wearing of gold, or putting on of apparel. Because a lot of women like to wear nice things, gold and stuff like that, getting their hair braided up and all these things, hundreds of dollars, all that garbage. That's all facial garbage, man. Be plain, that's what he's talking about. But let it be the hidden man of the heart, in that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit. See that? So a man and a woman, you don't need gold and all these different things. That's all outward garbage. That's what he's talking about. That's all outward garbage. But if your inside is clean, you're humble. Okay? 5th verse. For this manner in the old time, the holy women also, who trusted in the Lord, adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord. See that? How many of you women out there call your man Lord and sincerely believe it? If you say you believe in God, then your man is a God man and is doing you right. That's your husband. Bang. Even as Sarah, going back to Genesis, the 16th chapter, 17th chapter, obeyed Father Abraham. See, she obeyed Father Abraham and called him Lord. See that? So you stop and think about that, whose daughters you are. Okay? As long as you do well and are not afraid with any amazement. So that was 1 Peter 3, verse 1. Let's go 7, 1 Peter 3, verse 7. It says, likewise, ye husbands, right? Check this out. So it's not only just the man, just the woman. It's the man also. Likewise, ye husbands, do well with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel. See that? And as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers may not be hindered. Okay, so that's what you got to do, man. You know, you got you a woman, you have to build her up. You know, it takes work. It takes work, and believe me, I know about that. Okay. Let's go to Proverbs 5, verse 17, the last one. Let's go to Proverbs. Check these verses out, man. Proverbs 5, verse 17. This is a good verse right here. It talks about sex. Proverbs 5, verse 17. I'm going to start at 15. It says, drink waters out of thine own cistern, and running waters out of thine own well. So it means not dipping all over the place. So my water. So if I had multiple different waters and stuff like that, he's talking about women. You know, deal with your own people. That's what he's talking about, right? Deal with your own people, your own kind, your own culture. You know, a lot of brothers now, they want to go outside and deal with other nations and stuff like that. I see women from other nations. They look good, but I don't want to deal with them. Okay? That's them. They have their own ways and characteristics that their men know and understand, their own culture. So that's why he says, drink waters out of thine own cistern, and running waters out of thine own well. Let thy fountains be dispersed abroad, and rivers of waters in the streets. Let them be only thine own, and not strangers with thee. Let thy fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. See that? Rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Let her be as the loving hind and pleasant roe. And let her breasts, see that? Sex. Let her breasts satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished always with her love. See that? That's what your woman was created for. When you come home, y'all talking, you lean back, and you put your head in between those pillows. That's right. Put them right there. That's what the Lord created them for. You know what I'm saying? When you dealing with her at night, that's what the Lord created her for. Okay? That's what she was created for. Read it again. Let her, the woman, be as the loving hind. A loving hind is a deer. Okay, so you see the little deer, and you know, if you ever see deer, and the pleasant roe is like a little deer, little just born, they cute. You know what I'm saying? That's how your woman is supposed to be. She's supposed to be timid. She's supposed to be like that. Let her breast now. Why did he go to her breast? I mean, that's in the Bible. Yeah, let her breast satisfy thee at all times. How's it going to satisfy you? You think about it. And be thou ravished always with her love. That's what your wife was created for. She's supposed to love you. She ain't supposed to be like falling out of love with you. What's wrong with you, man? These women be talking about, I'm not in love with you anymore. So where you gonna go now? Shows you this world is all backwards, man. And why wilt thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman, and embrace the bosom of a stranger? So I'm closing right there. So he's saying, yo, love your people, love your women, you know, honoring that. You know, don't get into physical confrontations with brothers and stuff like that, man. Leave that alone. Keep it moving. Somebody don't understand, bye. With that, you know, like I said, there's many different topics. My YouTube page is Brother Shum's Corner, BROTHER, Brother SHAM apostrophe S, Shum's Corner, CORNER. You know, and if you got any questions about things, my cell phone number is 347-792-1216. You want to call me? You want to talk about something you may not understand or whatever? Holla at me. Stay up. Peace.